1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show.
Within themselves, the way that they normally do. But anyway, the wife then left the house, and the husband didn't know where the wife was, something like that. Anyway, I then said to her, I don't know what's wrong with them. We're newly married, so we haven't got to that stage yet. And she looked at me and she said, because she'd been married once, my wife. This is a second marriage. And she said, kids can't cause a rift in a marriage sometimes, she said. And I thought they were blessings, I thought they were supposed to bring the parents together. She said no. She said sometimes maybe the way that one of the parent disciplines the child, the other parent might not like it or might want a different approach. And they've got 2 kids, this couple. And he said, well, so sometimes it could be causing a sort of a rift between them. And I just remember the conversation that I had with them, and they were saying, oh yeah, she doesn't like me talking to, the eldest, and stuff like that. And I thought, oh, so what's your take on that?
Well, yeah, can children cause a rift between parents? I mean, in the early stages, I think they can. I'm trying to think of my own reactions when my 2 were born. Obviously, up until the point of birth, you're still a couple. You do things together. You have your own ways of doing things. And obviously, a child comes along and he or she disrupts everything. And of course, you anticipate that. There's no real lessons for people having children. Perhaps there should be, but you learn as you go along, really. But I think one factor could be, I don't really think it was in my marriage, but inevitably, in the early months at least, and ongoing really, the mother is more concerned with the child in the sense that, very often they breastfeed, as my then wife did. I did my bit getting up at night as well and helped out everywhere I could. But what does come across, I think, to the male partner very often is that after a few weeks, few months, you think, wow, we're not doing those together things now. We don't, not that you kind of regret not having that, but to put it bluntly, you suddenly start to feel you're being a bit left out. That the relationship, the mother is so consumed with the baby, which she has to be, let's face it, in the feeding ways and maybe in other ways, the nurturing, the maternal instincts. A man can, and I'm not saying it's justified as an ongoing thing, but he can have his moments of thinking, where's our relationship gone? And then you have another child, as we did quite quickly. Yeah. And, you think life will never be the same again, but in a good way. Because for me, as my 2 kids were growing up, every stage got better, and it was brilliant to be a family of 4 and all the things that we did together. So I don't think that was a problem in my marriage, but I think that can disrupt things between a couple, because suddenly you've got different priorities, and understandably very often a mother, with all that goes with being a mother of a new baby, is permanently shattered, physically and mentally tired out, which is why men nowadays really should put
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang, with fun.
It really should put, their shoulders to the wheel to make it more tolerable for a woman. But I suspect it's women who still take the brunt of the massive change. But the only the real positive is, I think, that massive change, you brought this human into this world, you see them grow, you see them develop, and all the good things that go with that. So it's hugely rewarding for people to maintain that kind of process in the world. But yeah, nothing worthwhile is without side effects, and some things we just have to accept as a rite of passage, that par for the course of having a family. But the blessings, I believe, far outweigh the negatives.
It should, yeah. That's well put, yeah. Now, to the population impact of it. Now, do we think that having children, or lots of children, do we think it's actually harming the environment population-wise, or is it helping to replenish the aging population?
Well, we keep being told, don't we, that our population isn't having enough children. And I think that's on the basis of, exactly as you say, replacing the aging population on the rolling basis that it goes, so that ultimately it's suggested there won't be enough new people coming through to do the jobs, to provide the economy, the income for the society in which we live. So I guess we're told very strongly that we need to have more children. And I suppose the fact that politically the government have removed a 2-child benefit cap, so people getting 3 or 4 or 5 kids will still get benefits for that. Maybe that's their response to that particular situation. But conversely, I suppose, we can create a situation where we're overpopulated. I mean, we don't go down the politics route, but on the subject we're talking about, I don't think it is just a case of people should have a lot more children. I think it should be measured. And like anything else, I think market forces, let the thing sort itself out. People will have children when they want to. And I believe nature and evolution of nature will, that's what I said about it provides people who will do all the different jobs. I think nature will provide enough people who want to keep the population renewing to have kids. Not everybody will want kids, and there's no negative on that at all. I actually respect people who say, no, it's not for me. I'm pleased for friends, family who have the kids, but I think I have other things to offer, other things I want to do, and that's perfectly reasonable. But I think these things balance themselves out without artificial pumping from politics or anything else to try and generate the thing, because when you do that, there's always going to be a bigger downside. I mean, we know we go out in most of our towns and cities now, we go out in our car and the roads are rammed, even when it's not school holidays, or when it is, all the time there seem to be more and more cars on the road. With all that means, if you overcrowd people, I think you're going to get more problems with that. So I think it's like everything else, it's got to find its own level. And I think there is a risk of overpopulation. But I think nature knows best. And when nature decides that some things need to happen, it will make them happen, irrespective of what we humans do.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I respect that. Now, just going back to the rift kind of thing, in a marriage where kids. Okay, I just remembered, and I'm going to relate this experience, and this was quite recent. So we went away for the weekend. Jeanette and I, we went away on a Thursday, came back on a Monday. But anyway, one of my wife's sons he has a dog. It's a really active dog. It's very, very active. It's only a small dog. It's a pug, but it's very small, but it's very, very strong and very, very active. Anyway, so she said to me I think it was the week before, she said, they're going away and they want us to have the dog. I said, who's us?
Good answer. Good answer, guys.
And she said, us, we're going to look after the dog. I said, oh dear me. I said, the dog's called Roscoe, by the way. I love Roscoe, but he's so hyper. He just jumps all over you, wants to lick you all the time. You could just go to the toilet, come back, and he's just wagging his tail, getting excited. You're like, I've only just been into the toilet, and he just wants to jump all over you. And I'm thinking the claws, I'll have to wear, long pants so you don't, the claw, I don't get clawed. And it's all these things just coming into my head, and I'm thinking, can't somebody else have it?
And he'll be up on the bed with you as well, don't forget.
What? So I've been sleep deprived. I've been previously deprived. And it's this excited dog that I have to let out in the garden every now and then. It's like, oh, can you let the dog out in the garden? I'm like, can't you do it? Oh, all right, I have to do it. I'm like, all right, don't worry, I'll do it. And then you let it out in the garden. He goes out in the garden, you chuck the ball around. He goes, and he brings the ball back, looking at you, puppy-eyed, I'm like, okay. So I just remembered, it's not only humans that can cause a rift. Pets can too.
Have you had him yet? Has he actually been with you?
We had him. We had him last week. We had him last week from Monday up until Thursday afternoon, because we had to go away Thursday afternoon. And then we have to go and get him back on a Monday. Right. So he's there now at home. He's there now at home. And when I get home, that dog's going to be all over my trousers, and I don't know where it's been. Well, anyway, he just sits. You're watching football. It's there, sat next to you, just jumping all over you. And then he's calm for like 3 minutes. Then he goes and plays with his bone and ball. And then he comes back again. You're like, all right, okay. So I'm trying to watch this football. But it should be back. It's going to be with us till Friday. So I'll be watching England.
The end is on Saturday. The end is in sight, cuz that's the thing, isn't it? The end is in sight.
The end is in sight. Anyway,
good for you.
Yeah. Anyway, so this is all we've got time for on the Alien Spaceship. Do you want to conclude for us, bruv, please?
Yes, we had some interesting things to think about in that discussion. So I hope you found it of interest as well, you people out there listening and watching. I'm Trevor Gear, and he calls me bruv.
And I'm Emmy Hikins, and he calls me cuz. And it's a goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
1, 2, 3, let's go.
Wednesday afternoon, hoping you will tune into our show. It's hosted by Cuz. He'll introduce the gang who'll make the show go with a bang.